Hey there, Power Playbook viewers. Today we are diving into a major shake-up in South Asian politics that's sending ripple through the global economy. We are talking about the sudden resignation of Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Now, you might be wondering, why should I care about the politics in Bangladesh? Well, buckle up, because the story has it all: money, power struggles, and the big implications for international business and trade. Let's set the stage. Bangladesh, a country of over 160 million people, has been led by Sheikh Hasina for most of the past 15 years. Under her leadership, Bangladesh saw impressive economic growth, become a key player in global garment manufacturing. But here's the kicker. This economic success came with a side of political controversy. Hasina's government faced accusation of authoritarianism, suppressing opposition and rigging elections. Fast forward to August 2024, and the things came to the boiling point. After a week of violent protest, Hasina shocked the world by resigning and fleeing to neighboring India. This wasn't just the change in leadership, it was an earthquake in the political landscape of South Asia. So what led to this dramatic exit? It's a classic case of economic progress clashing with political unrest. Hasina's government had been pushing hard on the development projects, racking up over 100 billion in public debt by 2023. They even had to knock to IMF's door for 4.7 billion loan. Now we all know what comes with IMF money. Yup, austerity measures, cuts to subsidies, and public spending didn't exactly win Hasina any popularity contest. But the real spark that lit the powder cake, a controversial job quota system. Imagine this: 56% of government jobs were reserved for a specific group, leaving less than half of the general population. With 400,000 new graduates hitting the job market each year and only 3,000 civil service jobs up for grabs, you can bet the people weren't happy. Protest erupted in early 2018 and kept snowballing. By mid-2024, we are talking full-blown chaos. The government crackdown was harsh, resulting in hundreds of deaths. The breaking point came on August 4, 2024, when nearly 100 people were killed in a single night of violence. The next day, Hasina was out of the door. Now let's talk about immediate aftermath. Picture this: crowd storming the Prime Minister's place, looting and vandalizing. It was like a scene from a movie, but with real-world consequences. The president quickly ordered the release of jailed opposition leader and called for a new elections. But here's the thing: you cannot just flip a switch and expect stability after years of political tension. This is where things get interesting for us business and power watchers. Bangladesh isn't just any country, it's the world's second largest garment exporter. We are talking about 33 billion industry that supplies major brands worldwide. Any disruptions here doesn't just affect Bangladesh, it sends shockwaves through global supply chains. Think about it. If you are a big retailer relying on Bangladeshi factories for your products, you are probably sweating right now. Production delays, labor unrest, shipping disruptions, these are the kind of headaches that keep CEOs up at night. And it's not just about t-shirt or jeans. Bangladesh's strategic location makes it a key player in regional trade routes. Any instability here could throw a wrench in the works for business across South and Southeast Asia. But wait, here's more. Remember that public debt that we mentioned earlier? Yeah, That's still a thing. With political chaos in the mix, Bangladesh's ability to manage its state and maintain economic stability is under serious question. We could be looking at a scenario where international lenders get nervous, potentially triggering a financial crisis that extends far beyond Bangladesh's border. Now let's move out and look at the bigger geopolitical picture. Bangladesh sits in a pretty interesting neighborhood, sandwiched between India and Myanmar, with China not too far away. This has led to a geopolitical chess game, with India and China both vying its influence. But here's the kicker. Not all alliances are created equal. India has been a long-standing friend to Bangladesh. Let's rewind to 1971. India played a crucial role in Bangladesh's independence, providing military support and humanitarian aid. Fast forward to today, and India still got Bangladesh back. They have been involved in many infrastructure projects like Akhora-Agartala rail link and Moitri power plant. In 2017, India extended a 4.5 billion line of credit to Bangladesh for development projects. That's not just the money, that's the investment in Bangladesh's future. But it's not just about the cash. India-Bangladesh share democratic values, which is huge. When we are talking about long-term partnership, they have worked together on counter-terrorism effort, tackled human trafficking, and cooperated on disaster management. Remember Cyclone Amphan in 2020? India was right there, providing emergency supplies and support. Now let's talk about China. Sure, they have been throwing money around through their Belt and Road Initiative. Sounds great on the paper, right? But here's the catch. Many countries are finding themselves caught in what experts call a debt trap. Look at Sri Lanka. They had to hand over a strategic port to China when they could not pay their debts. Pakistan dealing with a similar situation. Is that really the kind of partnership Bangladesh needs? India, on the other hand, offers a different model. As the world's largest democracy and one of the fastest growing major economies, India presents an attractive alternative. They are not just offering loans, rather they are offering partnership. Think about it. India's booming tech sector, its growing consumer markets, its experience in democratic governance, these are all areas where Bangladesh could benefit from closer ties. Let's break it down with some numbers. India-Bangladesh trade hit around 16.15 billion in 21 to 2022, making India Bangladesh's second largest trade partner. Despite the pandemic, bilateral trade has shown a positive trend, growing by over 46% from financial year 21 to 2022. So, major exports from Bangladesh to India like ready-made garments, jute, agricultural products, including fish and seafood, textile, chemical products, and India export to Bangladesh like cotton, vehicle, nuclear reactors, boilers, machinery, then cereals, especially rice and wheat, iron and steel, electrical machinery and equipment. So Indian companies have invested over 3 billion in Bangladesh. We are talking about real jobs, the real economic impact. But it's not just economic values. India's democratic value align more closely with Bangladesh's aspirations. While China's approach to dissent and minority rights has raised eyebrows internationally, India's vibrant democracy offers a model more in line with Bangladesh's own democratic traditions. So, as Bangladesh navigates its political transition, they have got a choice to make. One side, there's a China with its deep pocket but string attached. On the other side, there's India, a long-time friend, fellow democracy, and emerging economic powerhouse. For Bangladesh, closer alignment with India could mean not just economic benefit, but a partnership based on shared values and mutual respect. And let's not forget about US and EU. They have massive economic stakes in Bangladesh, especially in the garment sector. Let me hit you with some numbers. In 2022, Bangladesh export garments worth 23 billion to European Union and 9 billion to the US. That's huge, right? The EU is Bangladesh's largest export destination, accounting about 45% of the country's total export. The US isn't far behind, being the single largest country market for Bangladeshi goods. But it's not just about export. US companies have invested over 3.5 billion in Bangladesh as of 2020, with more than 100 American businesses operating there. European companies aren't slouching either. They have poured in billions in sectors ranging from energy to telecommunications. Take the Danish shipping giant Maersk, for instance. They have invested over 1 billion in Bangladesh's port infrastructure. What's more, about 4 million Bangladeshis, mostly women, work in garment industry. Many of the jobs depend directly on orders from American and European brands. Companies like H&M, Walmart, and Gap are major buyers. So when we talk about US and EU interest in Bangladesh, we are not just talking abstract numbers. We are talking about millions of jobs and billions in trade that directly impact both Bangladesh's economy and the supply chain of major Western companies. So what does all this mean for global trade and security? Well, Bay of Bengal, where Bangladesh sits, is a crucial maritime region for global trade routes. Any instability here could have ripple effect on shipping and trade flows that extend far beyond South Asia. We are talking potential disruptions that could affect business and consumer worldwide. So there's also a question of regional security. Bangladesh has been relatively stable presence in a sometimes volatile region. If that stability is compromised, it could have implications for everything from counterterrorism effort to management of refugee crisis. Looking ahead, Bangladesh is at a crossroad. The interim government faces some tough challenges. They need to restore political stability, manage the economy, and navigate complex international relationships, all while trying to address the grievances that led to the protest in the first place. It's a tall order, to say the least. In this context, Bangladesh's relationship with India could be more crucial than ever. India's experience with democratic governance, its growing economy, and strategic interest in the stable South Asia make it potentially valuable partner as Bangladesh works to address its challenges. For businesses with interest in Bangladesh or the border region, it's time to buckle up. We are likely to see a period of uncertainty that could affect everything from investment decision to supply chain management. Smart players will be developing contingency plans and keeping a close eye on political development. They might also want to consider the potential benefit of India-Bangladesh relationship. This could stronger ties between these two countries and open up new opportunities. On the geopolitical front, expect to see some jockeying for position among regional powers. India will be working hard to maintain its influence, while China may try to capitalize on the change in leadership. The US and EU will likely increase their diplomatic engagement, trying to ensure that Bangladesh doesn't veer too far from the democratic norms. So there you have Power Playbook viewers. The resignation of Sheikh Hasina is much more than just a political event in a far-off country. It's a stark reminder of how interconnected our world really is. Political changes in one country can send ripple through the global economy, affecting business and power dynamics across the globe. As we wrap up, here's something to think about. Economically speaking, in today's world, no country is an island. The events in Bangladesh show us how political stability, economic development, and global trade are all intertwined. For anyone interested in the big picture of money, business, and power, it is definitely a situation to keep watching. That's all for today's Power Playbook. Reminder to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest analysis of global money and power dynamics. Until next time, keep your eye on the big picture.